We also want to work together on building back better from the pandemic, a slogan that I think that Joe has used several times. I think he may have nicked it from us.
Once we shut down the virus and deliver economic relief to workers and businesses, then we can start to build back better than before.
But it is undoubtedly an opportunity for us to work together and build back better.
Build back better.
As the world recovers, we have a chance to reset the clock and build back better than before.
And building back better our economy and society.
We owe it to future generations to build back better and base our recovery on solid foundations.
The second plank in Build Back Better advances racial equity by mobilizing our infrastructure. Together we can fix this. Let's build back better.
Building back better after disasters is also vital to prevent creating new risks. Together, we can build a safer world.
4 sets of priorities can guide the response to Build Back Better.
You know what Donald Trump will do with 4 more years. Blame, bully, and belittle. And you know what Joe Biden will do. Build back better.
Good evening. A lot of people on this app have commented that myocarditis is extremely mild and treatable. So I thought we'd bring the man, the myth, the legend on here to describe his experience for you all. This is Elgar. This is my husband. Elgar, can you describe that drive to emergency that night? What were you feeling?
Like I was gonna die. Yeah. It was extremely painful. I felt like there was a hydraulic press crushing from front to back, which I'm a first responder, and from what I've learned, that sounds like what a heart attack is. So that's what I initially thought I was having. Obviously, at that point, we had no idea about the vaccine, if that had anything to do with it. I just thought I was, I don't know, I'm not super healthy. Maybe that's all it was.
And what kind of thoughts were going through your mind?
Just thinking, go faster, go faster.
We live at least 20 minutes to our nearest hospital. So it was a long drive, and it was in the middle of the night, and there was freezing rain. It was fairly traumatic. When you got to the hospital, were the nurses or the doctors treating you as if this was something to be taken lightly, or was it serious?
No, yeah, they pulled me in right away, obviously. Not that we usually have a wait, and our wonderful hospital is great. Am I allowed to say the name?
No, just okay. Don't say the name.
So they admitted me right away, and right away took blood and found out my troponins were super high, super elevated, and started treating me for a heart attack. So I got morphine and Gravol with IV. Right away they hooked me to IV because suspected heart attack. And yeah, just went off the blood work and assumed it was heart attack. So I was treated for heart attack for about probably the first, I'd say 12 hours that I was, and by that time I had gotten shipped out to the bigger city hospital too. So yeah.
And how have you felt since you've gotten home?
Slowly better. I took 3 weeks completely off of work. Not doing anything, taking naps for the first time in my life on the couch, which was kind of cool. And then eventually back to work. At work I've had to take a lot of breaks, sit down, a lot of chest pains. I would say last week was sort of the first week where I had days where I didn't have chest pains all day long, which was awesome. So there is definitely progress.
Clear cases in Canada, but some parents are asking pediatricians, should they be concerned about reports of teens with heart inflammation days after being vaccinated?
I think for now, it doesn't really change much.
For serious
Health officials agree.
They are relatively mild illnesses. Some have been hospitalized, but with a short stay.
A new American study outlines 7 cases of myo or pericarditis in boys aged 14 to 19. Each went to hospital with chest pains after their second shot of Pfizer vaccine, where scans detected heart muscle inflammation. The study is preliminary, but notes none of the boys was critically ill, and they all went home. And there's no definite causal relationship between these cases and the vaccine.
We currently do not see any higher rates than would be expected in the general population, but it is something that we need to continuously monitor.
An unpublished Israeli study does suggest there is a probable link between the second Pfizer dose and myocarditis in young men, but Israeli health officials still gave the go-ahead this week to start vaccinating 12 to 15-year-olds, stating the efficacy of the vaccine outweighs the risk.
Israel's definitely have, delivered the second dose very quickly, in their population, and I think that's why they were able to see some of this.
Cardiologist Dr. Peter Liu says younger people tend to have very active immune systems. He says in rare cases, their response to the second dose may be too strong.
In the older folks, sometimes it may not generate enough antibody, but in the younger folks, sometimes you get over exuberant response.
Dr. Liu says myocarditis can also be caused by other common viruses like the cold. Young people interacting again could explain an uptick in cases. So far, health officials say cases are few and they're mild, but each one is being tracked. Christine Burak, CBC News, Toronto.
All right, I'm just going to throw this out there because I don't fully understand this issue of Cinco Hay rollout. I'm going to go over 2 of these articles, or at least partially go over this Fox Business article and this CNBC article, talking about the Aviation Administration concerned about Cinco Hay, the rollout of Cinco Hay, which has been delayed from December 5th to now January 5th. Potentially interfering with key cockpit safety systems. And I'm going to show you why this doesn't make sense to me, because it seems to me that in many, many cities across the country and around the world have already had a 5G rollout in 2020 and all throughout 2021. So it says AT&T and Verizon to delay Cinco Hay rollout. You know why I'm calling it Cinco Hay? Over FAA's airplane safety concerns. It says 2 U.S. telecom companies agreed to delay their planned December 5th rollout of a new Cinco Hay frequency band. So I guess this has to do with a new Cinco Hay frequency band so that they can work with the Federal Aviation Administration to address concerns about potential interference with cockpit safety systems, according to one of the cellular carriers. AT&T Inc. said in a statement that it agreed to delay its planned Cinco Hay development until January 5th at the request of the Transportation Department. Verizon Communications Inc. also agreed to postpone its launch of the new Cinco Hay wireless spectrum by about a month. Same thing with CNBC here. Aviation and telecom groups agreed to share data to help resolve Cinco Hay safety concerns. You would think if they had Cinco Hay safety concerns, they would have already voiced them before the massive rollout in cities all across the United States and again around the world. Because right here from Investopedia, it says U.S. carriers AT&T, Verizon Communications Inc., Sprint Corp., and T-Mobile US Inc. are actively developing, testing, and deploying Cinco Hay components. As of January, this is 2020. Cinco Hay had been deployed in 50 cities in the United States. Sprint has rolled out mobile Cinco Hay in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston, Kansas City, Phoenix, Los Angeles, New York City, and Washington's District of Criminals. AT&T has made its Cinco Hay Plus network live for customers in parts of 35 cities and 190 markets. And if you look at Statista, it shows that China leads the way for cities who already have Cinco Hay available. In the United States, they say, according to Statista, has 279 cities that already have the rollout. So it doesn't make any sense to me that the FAA has a problem with this Cinco Hey rollout when it looks like they've already had, quote, successful rollouts. And when I say successful, I'm just saying it doesn't look like there's any cockpit safety concerns in all of these cities. I mean, we're talking about 279 cities. That's quite a few cities in the United States. So tell me what you guys think. And it also just as a quick note of observation, this is also going to coincide, if there is some additional rollout of Cinco Hey, this is going to coincide with the winter months, which typically bring the cold and flu season. This also coincides with the boosters. The boosters that everybody needs to get. Did you get shot 1? Of course I did. Did you get shot number 2? Of course I did. Did you get stab wound number 3? Of course I did. So this is going to coincide with the winter months, regular cold and flu season. Cinco Hey is going to roll out. And we've got, of course, the variations coming up on the horizon that everybody seems to be concerned about and getting tested for. So leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. What do you think? What is the significance of these two articles right here? What wool are they trying to pull over our eyes? If it's true that Cinco Hey has already been deployed, if it's already been rolled out, is this something new? Is this a new band like they kind of suggest here on Fox? It says the rollout of a new Cinco Hey frequency band? Is this something new? Or is this something that already was and they're trying to highlight it? And why, if it was planned for rollout on December 5th, have they already rolled it out as of January 2020? And we're talking about December 25th, 2021, and then they're going to delay it to January 5th, 2022, which is just, what, in a couple days now, in about a week? So leave your thoughts about this. What am I missing here? What am I missing? Is this not a contradiction? Is this not confusion? What's going on here? So leave your thoughts about this for the world, the global thought police, in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.
Robotic human surrogates combine the durability of a machine with the grace and beauty of the human body. With most people living their lives through their surrogate selves, our world has become a safer place. Take a seat in your STEM chair, and just with the power of your mind, you can control your surrogate and send it out into the real world. You can live your life without limitations. You see what they see, feel what they feel, and become anyone you want to be from the comfort and safety of your own home. You can finally live the life you've always dreamt of without any risk or danger to yourself.
We are confronted with an unprecedented situation. 2 people have died while connected to their surrogates.
I think we may actually have a homicide here. First one in 15 years.
The public cannot be allowed to get the idea that using a surrogate can be fatal.
Especially if it's true. I just want to know how an operator can be killed by signals from a surrogate.
Surrogates have been blown to bits without the least bit of harm to their operators. If it were possible, it would defeat the entire purpose of surrogacy.
Oh my God. Tom? You're lucky to be alive. Good thing you unplugged.
How long is it since you've been out without a surrogate?
Can't even remember. It's different when you actually feel the pain.
What do you want from me?
My wife.
I am your wife.
No, you're not.
You changed the world and now you want to destroy it?
How do I stop this?
You can't. Maggie, get offline. I think something's going to happen.